Hello guys, here's my race from the 550 pp nostalgic supercar event thingy. I forgot the exact name for it. I know I sound stupid, I'm sorry. The car I used was a 1974 Lamborghini Countach LP400. I do not remember whether the car was tuned at all or if it was completely stock. If it was stock, it would be at 516 performance points, but it could be 550, it could be anywhere in between there. I forgot. All I know is at the time I did this race, the car is on sports hard tires, because those are the ones that come with the car, and it was limited to that by regulation anyway. So here's my 5 laps of high-speed ring. I hope you guys enjoy and find this helpful if you haven't done the season event already. So some of the other cars you're going to see in the race, you'll see towards the back muscle cars and cars like the Jensen Interceptor. Those don't really pose too much of a threat to anybody. The cars you're going to have to worry about are mainly the Lamborghini Miuras. Those are going to be what you see towards the front. As you work your way through the field, you see cars like those Ferrari 512 VVs. I don't know much about those cars. I don't know whether they're particularly fast or not. I don't own one. I have nothing to say about that car. After you pass the BBs, there'll be a couple Lamborghini Countaches that you'll get to, and then the Miuras. I know the Countach kind of has a bad rap for being sort of unstable, and well, it can be at some times, but for this event, it's probably one of the best cars you can use. I had a pretty decently modded GTO that I tried to use for this event, and I only won it like one race. I think it was like the Daytona one. That car does not work very well in technical tracks. You know, most muscle cars really don't. So if you want to have some success with this, I would suggest using something like this. I mean, you could try BB. Like I said, I don't know much about them. Countach. If you have a Miura, I've heard those work really well. I don't have a Miura. I don't want to spend $15 million on a Miura. This is a lot better option. As for combating the notorious instability of this car, that can be a little tricky, but if you know what you're doing, you should be okay. The car's biggest problem is high-speed corners. When you brake and you go into the high-speed corner, you'll notice the back end will kind of squirm a little bit, and that can be a little bit discomforting at first. You're going to see a pretty good example of it here. Yeah, that's 150 miles an hour. That can be scary. Just make sure you give it the correct amount of counter steer. You don't want to slam it all the way to one side, because with these mid and rear engine cars, once they finally do catch grip, they're going to snap around the other way, and that's not fun. No, that's one of the complaints I hear most from people who drive these cars and look, as I'm giving good driving tips, I hit the wall. But from people who drive these type of cars and don't have much experience, you know, coming out of a four-wheel drive, front drive, or even a front-engine rear-wheel drive car, that can be kind of an odd experience. So just be careful with how much you counter steer. You can't just, like on most other cars, just snap it to one side, you know, catch perfectly. Be light about it unless you really need heavy counter steer. And please, one thing I will advise, do not stay on the gas. Some people think if I floor it and turn the other, no. Flooring it is only going to make it a million times worse. Just gradually let off, counter steer lightly, make sure you're smooth with your movements, and you should probably be okay. Right now we are on lap 4, and I'm chasing down the Miura. Once again, a little bit of a slide there. Got around the Miura for second. As you do these races, you're going to notice you'll get up to third pretty quickly. The Miuras take a bit more time, so just make sure you're patient about it. Don't lose your head if you're not in, you know, first place after the end of 3 laps. As with some of the Gt5 seasonals, they take a little longer. As long as you drive smoothly, have decent lines, you should be okay.